Today I want to do something a bit different. I thought I would share something that's happening in my life. About 6 weeks ago I was at work and everyone was called into a conference room for a big announcement. That announcement was that 129 people would lose their jobs and the office that we worked in was going to close. Sure, they would do their best to find us work elsewhere in the organisation, but since all the other offices are not within commuting distance, it really doesn't look good for most of us. What is worse is that they also told us there would be a consultation period from June to September. So they would not be able to confirm exactly who was losing their jobs and when until September at the earliest. I've been working in this company for 11 years, so this came as a bit of a shock. And the reason I wanted to share this with you is that I'm now entering a period of change and uncertainty, and for people who suffer with anxiety, change and uncertainty is especially difficult. Interestingly, my wife commented, "I'm surprised how relaxed you are about all this. Years ago you would have been in the right state." And that's very true. My training in counselling, CBT and hypnotherapy not only helped the people with anxiety that I treated, but also helped me with my own anxiety. I became much better at managing change and tolerating uncertainty. So I want to share with you how I'm dealing with this change and uncertainty in my life. When something big like a job loss happens, it's natural to get a lot of negative thoughts, and I'm not immune to these either. My first thoughts were, how will I manage financially if I lose my job? It will be hard to find another job at my age. I have a great boss at the moment, but what if I get a horrible job? So all these thoughts initially flooded my mind, but CBT has taught me to challenge such thoughts. In many of my videos, I show you how to challenge negative thoughts with CBT thought records, but as I have a little experience of doing this, I'm able to do it just in my mind. So for the thought, how will I cope financially, I said to myself, my wife has a good job, I will get a 3-month notice period, the redundancy money should last 4 months, so I have 7 months to find a job, and if I cut back, it could last a little longer. For the thought it would be hard to find a job at my age, I told myself I've lots of experience and I frequently get contacted by recruitment agents because of that experience. And I have another 12 years before I retire, so I'm probably a safer bet than many of the youngsters who tend to work for a few years and then move on elsewhere for money. For the thought, what if I get a horrible boss, I automatically used what the worry tree teaches you. The worry tree asks, is this a real problem or a hypothetical problem? Well, it's clearly a hypothetical problem, so the worry tree tells you to change your focus of attention. So that's what I did. I focused on the problems that are real, and the worry tree tells you to make a plan to deal with the real problems. Think what, when, and how. In terms of what I can do now, I can update my resume. I could also start getting a feel for the job market, and I have had tentative conversations with some recruitment agents and employers already. My plan is that unless I see a job that looks really good, I will hang on to find out if I'm definitely being made redundant, and then wait for the redundancy money. And that means I'm going to have to tolerate quite a long period of uncertainty. Now, anxiety doesn't like uncertainty, and years ago, when I was not able to control my anxiety, I would have probably been frantically applying for any job just to end the uncertainty. Some other things that anxiety can make you do is seek reassurance in an attempt to get certainty. So in this situation, anxiety would like me to keep pestering my boss to see if I will or will not be made redundant. It might make me keep asking my colleagues if they think I'll be made redundant. But I know that these behaviours would just make me more anxious. So instead, I've learned to accept the uncertainty. And the thing I've learned about uncertainty is the more you accept it without reassurance seeking, the easier it is to tolerate. It's like any other skill. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. And it's an important skill to learn because life is full of uncertainty. You never know what is going to happen next. And only by learning to tolerate uncertainty can you find peace in your life. So what advice can I give you for dealing with change and uncertainty in your life? Look at what you can control or influence and make a plan for it with clear actions. For things that you can't control, don't waste any time or effort on them. Watch out for behaviours like reassurance seeking or trying to gain certainty. While these behaviours might feel like they bring you short-term relief, in the long term they will make your anxiety worse and have no impact on the outcome. When you get negative or catastrophic thoughts, use your logical mind to challenge them. A lot of these thoughts come from the emotional part of the mind and are not based on fact. Try to focus just on the facts. And try to accept the uncertainty. It is hard, but try to see the positives. If nothing ever changed in our lives, we would never grow as a person. Being able to cope with change and uncertainty prepares us for future changes and uncertainties. See change and uncertainty as something that makes you stronger, not weaker. Take care now.